Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In case you're new here, my name is Laura and I'm a PhD student of Comparative Literature in Germany. And I wanted to start a PhD series here and just some kind of PhD diaries and tell you a little bit about my process of writing a dissertation and navigating my way through the academic world if you're interested. And in this episode, I want to talk about my first visit to an academic conference, an international interdisciplinary conference, where I presented my first paper. It was very exciting for me as I've never presented in an international conference before. And I also presented in English, although it's not my mother tongue. So it was rather challenging, but it was also so worth it. I attended the conference of 3 societies on literature and science in Birmingham in this April. And I just want to tell you a bit about what I learned in the process and also when I'm reflecting on it now, just in some certain points. So the first point is, if you think about applying to a conference, just do it. There's nothing to lose. Usually you just have to write an abstract that just conveys your main ideas of what you want to present in the paper, what you want to talk about, what you want to research on, and then you will present your findings in the final paper. And most of the papers are usually between 15 and 20 minutes in length, I think. Sometimes longer, but most of the time it's around 20 minutes. And I think that's actually a good time for you to be able to say something meaningful, but still not starting to blabber about anything random, rambling on. So that's really nice, and it's also very useful to practice doing that. And I think, as I said, there's nothing to lose. You don't have to be shy if you never presented at a conference before. I never did myself, but it went really well and I got really positive feedback in the end. So I'm really thankful for anyone who also encouraged me to apply, and also that the committee accepted my proposal and I was able to present at the conference. The second thing I wanted to talk about is that you should always make an attempt to network at these events. I'm also not the best at it all the times, but I think it's so nice to meet so many different people from different backgrounds. At the conference, there were people from the UK, from Germany, from the US, from Singapore, from China, from South Korea, even from Israel, from Albania. There's been many different people from many different countries, so all over the world actually. And it's been so interesting to meet these people and to see how they research their topics, how they work, how their perspectives on certain topics are, and also see the wide range of topics that has been talked about on the conference. And it's really easy to get into contact with people if you're just open-minded. You just smile at them, just ask them about what they are working on, what they are interested in, and then also tell what you're working on and tell about your project, your ideas. And I think sometimes there can just spring wonderful things of that. That's really, really, really wonderful. That's also what I enjoyed a lot. I actually found that there's a lot of common ground with quite a few people that you wouldn't expect at the beginning. And also, that's my third point, let yourself be surprised by everything that's happening, because you will find that nothing is the way you really expect it. I think the papers presented can be completely different than what you expect, and sometimes it's worth it to just sit in one of the panels and just listen to ideas that you've never heard of really before, because you can also always ask follow-up questions in the end in the discussion section. and you can also just take down notes and research some topics later on again. But it's also important to just trust your instincts, I think, because I also attended some panels or sessions that I thought could be interesting, but I wasn't so into it, and in the end I felt like it would have been better to go to sessions that were more aligned with my own research. So you can just think about that and also try out different things. And the best thing, I think, is really to just be open-minded, open to new discussions, ideas, approaches, and to try to learn as much as possible at the time you're there. It's also important to make sure that you look after yourself well, that you drink and eat well and sleep well. And if you feel like something is too much, just also give yourself the permission to just skip one of the sessions, maybe just arrive later in the morning or just leave earlier in the evening, because these conferences are usually really jam-packed with so many different papers and panels and discussions and plenary sessions, and it's just a lot to take in. So I think it makes sense to just slow down a bit and just do what feels good for you, but also try to take in as much as possible and just follow the flow, go with the flow, the experience. Also, to the networking aspect, don't skip the coffee breaks and the conference dinner if there is one, because it's a nice way to meet people out of the very strict academic context of like a seminar, a class, a lecture, but rather in between these moments when you just have your coffee and just relax between the sessions. You can just get into contact and start with a little bit of small talk, but if you're lucky, you can also find people that you really have common ground with and start nice conversations that also spark new ideas and interests, maybe even form new projects, new ideas for collaborations, new opportunities for you, maybe even a job offer, or just the possibility or the chance to present at another conference or another institution maybe. That is also really, really nice. So that's, I think, what I learned most about. And I was also very, very inspired by not only the kindness of so many people, but also the never-ending support in a way, because I've been recommended so many interesting articles and books to read, to look into for further research, offered new opportunities to speak, just finding so much inspiration through the ideas that others sparked in me. And that's, I think, the best idea, to just approach academia as a kind of collaborative task, especially in the humanities, where you just see that the best will come from the exchange of ideas and information with others and discussions, and not only stem from you sitting at your desk thinking about the things you read. As I've been also talking about in my hermeneutics series on the literary theory part of this channel, where the idea is that it is important that you sit down and read a text very, very well and in detail and over again. But it's also important to talk and discuss it with others, so you get new ideas, and you also see that your notion of something is not always the best or right. So that's also what I think conferences are perfect for, because you're just able to change your perspective on things and to gain new insights, new inspiration, new ideas to take away from. And that's what happened for me as well. So after I returned now from Birmingham, I've been so full of new ideas and inspiration to work on my dissertation. and also to engage in new projects and to follow new ideas that I haven't really been working on in detail so much before. And I think that's really wonderful. A big thank you to everyone who I met at the conference, who supported me and who I could support as well. I'm excited to follow the ideas and research of the others, the projects they come up with, and everything I can learn. And I'm also very grateful for everything I learned already. I can really encourage you, if you're thinking about applying to a conference, that you just go do it, and also ask for help from your supervisors or your friends or other peers that have been at conferences already, to just support you and maybe read through your abstract or your ideas, and also practice your talk beforehand, so nothing could really go wrong. And if you feel like you've got something to say, I think it's good to take it out into the world and to just speak up about it. And conferences are just a perfect setting for that if you're in academia. Thank you so much for listening to me to the end. I hope you enjoyed the video. It was a different one, and there's so many different projects and series going on this channel by now that I hope you don't get confused and you still enjoy following me. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, consider doing that. It would make me really happy, because this way others can find my videos easier. And also comment down below if you're also a PhD student and you're in the process of applying to conferences, or if you've been to some. What stage are you at? Are you interested in doing a PhD maybe, or have you done one? Or what's your relationship to academia? Let me just know, and I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.